Hello, cyber friends. Welcome to the latest episode of CyberCrime CA, your number one destination for all things cybercrime in Canada. Join me as we discuss the latest threats, technology, and news happening in Canada's cyberspace. I'm your host, Chris, and today we'll be discussing the CAFC's 2021 Annual Report. No, not the Canadian Association of Fire Chiefs. We're talking about the Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre. So what is the CAFC? The Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre is the Canadian government's agency for fraud prevention, awareness, and reporting. Initially called Project Phone Busters, it was first established in January of 1993 in North Bay, Ontario, as an OPP initiative to combat telemarketing scams in Northern Ontario. Over time, the Bureau has grown to identify and combat deceptive marketing practices, ransomware, and other forms of fraud to become the agency it is today. Now managed in a joint effort by the RCMP, the Competition Bureau, and the OPP, their goal is to, quote, disrupt crime, strengthen partnerships between public and private sectors, and maintain Canada's economy. One of the biggest resources the CAFC utilizes is its website, which shows visitors tips and education materials on how to recognize and report fraud, as well as news relating to new initiatives and tactics Canada is taking to combat the latest scams. But one element that is hard to miss is how much fraud has impacted Canadians and the amount recovered thus so far, in big bold letters on its homepage. The amount defrauded from individuals and businesses seems to be pitiful in comparison to the number of reclaimed assets. So why the stark difference in recovery? There are many factors at play, ranging from not enough manpower to multi-jurisdiction limitations. These shortfalls are made apparent in Director General Chris Lynam's foreword in the newly released annual report, which can be found on their homepage or in the link on our CyberCrime CA website. Chris Lynam is currently the Director General of the newly formed National Cybercrime Coordination Unit within the RCMP, with an impressive background in law enforcement, national security, and intelligence. He begins the annual report by explaining the multitude of ways Canadians are being defrauded, from telephone to email, false advertisements to social media. He highlights the many opportunities scammers have at their disposal, revealing this is the highest increase in losses, up 130% from 2020. Chris demonstrates the efforts of the CAFC by showcasing they were successful in recovering $3.35 million lost to fraud, but stresses the importance of continued collaborative efforts from both domestic and international partners, in hopes to, quote, improve education and awareness of fraud as a persistent threat. The report then goes on to analyze the latest trends in cybercrime, like how COVID-19 and emerging technologies have allowed for more personal information to be shared online, and how more demographics, like seniors and young people, are joining the online space, recognizing the need to protect sensitive data and for all users to fully be aware of their digital surroundings. The Canadian Anti-Fraud Centre ends by reminding us they operate on analytics and reporting, and can only improve by fostering beneficial partnerships with other global agencies and the community. So what are your thoughts on the CAFC's annual report? Is this agency a beacon of hope in Canada's fight against cybercrime, or an overworked division lacking support? Tweet us your feedback at CyberCrimeCA. Be well, my cyber friends, and I will see you next time.